the start of the show, we were going to tell you about an increasingly common but little-known type of car crash. It's one that happens several times every day on the motorways of Britain. And it happens between one of these
and one of these. The police want something done about it fast. The government's so concerned they've commissioned a secret report on it.
Let's call it the motorway truck sideswipe problem. We're talking about being punted off the motorway by trucks that can't see you.
When we look at trucks and we see them festooned with big mirrors, we think the driver can see everything.
But they can't, because there are a few dangerous blind spots.
Obviously, there's one directly behind the truck, which is why some of them are fitted with reversing bleepers. But less obvious is the blind spot further along, underneath the near side mirror. It can be dangerous for cyclists and bikers who draw up alongside before the truck turns left.
But in a right-hand drive truck on British roads, that wouldn't be a problem for car drivers. In fact, you'd only be in that blind spot if you overtook on the inside. And you wouldn't do that, would you? However, what if the truck was left-hand drive?
An increasing number of trucks on our UK roads are left-hand drive. In fact, the number has quadrupled in the last decade. Even British drivers are buying left-handers because they do so much driving on the continent. Now, with left-hand drive trucks, the blind spot problem is switched over onto the other side, the side where the traffic is, the side where you or I might be driving.
The traffic was all going about 60, 65. It was quite busy, so nobody was really going very fast. And the first thing I knew was this thud. And the side of the car started spinning anti-clockwise in front of the lorry, and you actually do remember every bit of it, because although it happened so fast, it was spinning very, very fast off onto the hard shoulder, and then sort of realised that was still alive.
And this is exactly what happens. Imagine our track is a busy motorway and Tiff is driving a left-hand drive lorry.
Right, I'm driving along the inside lane of the motorway at about 50 miles an hour. I've been here for hours, but I'm gradually catching a truck ahead of me.
Here I am, driving along at about 50 miles an hour in the middle lane. I'm not in any rush today. I'm going to let the rest of the world zoom on by. I am aware that there is a truck on my left-hand side, but I feel safe and secure.
Right, my big moment's come. I need to overtake, so it's check all my mirrors and indicate. It's completely clear. I have no idea that any cars are anywhere near me, so I pull out.
It's the most frightening and surprising sideswipe you've ever seen. Luckily, the car was remote controlled and I was replaced with a dummy.
I didn't see a thing, and I hardly felt anything either. And, as is common in these type of accidents, the car driver probably would have survived any injury, but the shock of what just happened would stay with them for a long time indeed. However, for any passengers sitting on the left-hand side of the car, it might be a very different story.
When the car stopped, I turned off the engine and looked to the side of me and realised that my brother had been injured. He was unconscious and bleeding from the head. Then it became a bit of a nightmare until the police came with 2 fire engines. The motorway was blocked off 2 lanes at a very busy time, and the ambulance, and it took them quite a long time. They had to cut the roof off my car to get my brother out.
The problem is nationwide, but the motorways of Kent are a particular black spot thanks to all that cross-channel traffic. And Cheshire Police reckon they have a blind spot collision every day on their bit of the M6.
There is talk of EU legislation by 2006 to try and sort the problem, involving extra mirrors and the possibility of cameras. But in the meantime, there are things you can do to avoid becoming a victim.
If you see a foreign registration plate on a truck, chances are it is a left hooker, so don't hang around in the blind spot. Also, if a truck has had its indicators on for a while, make doubly sure you're not in its danger zone.
If you're catching a foreign truck or one you've spotted is left-hand drive, try and look well in front of it, anticipate if it's going to catch something else and want to come out and overtake. And if possible, move right out into the third lane when overtaking it, then you can be sure of avoiding this. Here's a reminder of the question and the numbers you need to win our classic Jaguar. Next week, we visit the world's most spectacular stunt show and pitch the new BMW Z4 head-to-head with the Porsche Boxster.
We'll keep it here next on 5. A powerful husband plots to kill his unfaithful wife with a plan that seems foolproof, but it isn't. Michael Douglas and Gwyneth Paltrow star in our movie thriller A Perfect Murder, coming up in just a moment.